Every year, around 1.3 million passengers fly between Madrid's Barajas Airport and London Heathrow, and today I'm one of them. I'm travelling with Iberia, the national airline of Spain, on their brand new Airbus A350 aircraft. Very soon this aircraft will be flying to New York, but for now let's see what it's like on a shorter journey to the UK. Why not join me, and welcome to Blake Edgington Airborne. Now ordinarily at this point the background music would be lowered and you'd be able to enjoy the full roar of the Rolls-Royce engines on this A350. Unfortunately on today's flight the crew left some modern popular music playing in the cabin. This would mean if I were to leave this on the video it would very quickly be taken down by YouTube due to copyright infringement. Therefore I'm going to be leaving some background music on for takeoff, but please do enjoy the views as we leave Madrid. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. It's that time of the flight where we'll take a look around the seat area of this Iberia Airbus A350. Let's take a look. As you'd expect from a modern long-haul aircraft, the Iberia A350 offers in-flight entertainment for economy class passengers. At the bottom of the screen, you've got your headphone ports to listen to the entertainment itself, and also USB connectivity is available. You can also slightly adjust the screen if you need to for a better viewing angle. At the top of the seat is a literature pocket containing your in-flight menu, shopping guide and the Iberia in-flight magazine, as well as some special shopping offers on this particular flight. One thing to note is that the bottom of this literature pocket is exposed, so if you were to place any valuable items in there, there's a good chance they're going to fall out and you may lose them towards the back of the plane. The tray table can be used in two ways. You've got a small drink section here, and you can then extend the tray table if you had a meal, for example, on one of the longer flights this aircraft will be doing. You can of course adjust the tray table slightly if you need to. Now if we look a little bit further down the seat, you'll see there's a larger seat pocket, and this is where you can place your personal belongings. As you can see here, I have my notebook, and it also does have a small storage for your important safety card and sick bag. At the bottom of the seat you'll see the legroom. It's fairly average for this type of aircraft. I was quite comfortable on board this flight, but if you were taller you might consider premium economy or an extra legroom seat. So let's take a better look at the in-flight entertainment system. Starting on the home page, you've got a brief outline of your journey and how long you've got left on your flight. The entertainment screen itself wasn't the most responsive that I've ever seen, but I would say there's a decent selection of movies as well as TV shows and music as well. So certainly plenty on here to keep you entertained on a long-haul flight. Now the in-flight entertainment system also allows you to access the Iberia shopping guide. I found there to be a very impressive selection of gifts, fragrances and of course Iberia branded products as well. A great option for those last minute presents for your friends and family at home. Now as an aviation enthusiast, I love an in-flight map. This map on the Iberia aircraft gave you plenty of options to tailor it to however you want. For example, there are some preset channels you can use which gives you different views of your route, or you can adjust it manually to zoom in or out and get an overview on how far you have left until you reach your destination. Okay, so welcome to Heathrow Airport Terminal 5 after that flight with Iberia. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, it's now time for me to share the good and the bad about today's experience. Starting off with the good, and the first one has to be the Airbus A350. It was my first time on this aircraft. I really enjoyed it. It's obviously very bright, it's incredibly modern as you'd expect. Lots of space in the cabin, and also some fantastic views out the window today. Not to mention, it's a really quiet aircraft. Secondly, I was very impressed with the in-flight entertainment on board Iberia today. They had a relatively good selection, the screen itself was responsive, and quite a very easy to use interface. So if you are flying with Iberia on long haul in this aircraft, you'll have no problems finding some really interesting entertainment for yourself. And then the third pro would be the fact that not only did you have USB power point on the entertainment screen, there were also plugs available in between the seats in economy, which again on a long haul flight is really, really useful. Now we come to the negatives. Sadly, the first negative has to be about the seat. Now the seat itself was very comfortable indeed, but I found it very, very narrow. It may have just been me, but it felt really cramped. Shoulder room was very, very much lacking on this flight. You were right up close against your fellow passengers, which I found a little bit uncomfortable. Then you have the fact that while the recline on the seats is very generous for you if you're using it, if the person in front reclines, it is right in your face. It comes very, very close to you. So again, on a long haul flight for taller passengers, that would be a little bit of a negative as well. But sadly, the main point I want to make about the downsides of today's flight would have to be the crew. Now, this is just my opinion. You may have different opinions of Iberia, but the crew for me weren't the best today. They ran through one service today, which is perfectly fine. They did drinks and snacks, and then they disappeared. Now, it was just under a 2-hour flight, so of course there was time perhaps for the crew to make their presence known in the cabin or even do another service. This may not be the way Iberia asked them to, but they didn't. And then the fact they didn't even collect rubbish until well on the final approach, it just felt like they were a little bit disinterested to me today. But that is just my opinion. And if you have a different opinion, or if you've flown Iberia before, please do let me know in the comments section. As always, also, please do subscribe, like, and share this channel for future content. And most of all, take care.